Order. Question number 2.
Mr. Speaker.
Point of order, Grant Robertson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to raise a point of order under Speaker's ruling 1521. This question number 2 was originally set down for the Prime Minister and sought as to whether he stood by a particular statement that he had made. The government has chosen to transfer that to the Attorney-General. Under 1521 and also 1515, which would allow you to potentially not allow the transfer of a question. The practice of the government, and when we ask questions about specific statements that have been made, in this case by the Prime Minister, to transfer that to the Attorney-General, I do believe breaches these Speaker's rulings, because how Mr Finlayson would be able to read the mind of the Prime Minister in this case, I don't know. And I'd ask under what circumstances you would be prepared to intervene in a situation such as this, when a question is about whether a particular minister, in this case the Prime Minister, stands by the statement, and that's why we put the question down to the Prime Minister.
Speaking to the point of order, the Honourable Jeremy.
Mr. Speaker, can I suggest that if the member had watched the news for perhaps just the first few minutes of the last number of days, he would have realised that there was always going to be a question about who might be answering this particular question. And it does raise the issue of, if it was so specific to a minister, why in the circumstances was it asked of that minister, given the knowledge that the opposition had about the ability of that minister to answer today?
Speaking to that point of order, Mr. Speaker.
I will hear from Grant Robertson.
Well, that's all very well, and I did watch the news at least until the first ad break, and I did notice that the Prime Minister wasn't here. That is, of course, irrelevant in this House, because Mr English is the acting Prime Minister and speaks for the Prime Minister, and we wanted to know if the Prime Minister stood by his statement.
Order. Can I address the last part of the first point of order the member raised, and what circumstances I would not consider accepting a transfer? And that would be a circumstances where I saw it was an attempt by the government not to give an answer to this House as required. In this particular case, I'm aware of a discussion that took place with the Office of the Clerk. The essence of the question is what is important, and the essence of the question is the government believe there's no course of actions to further consider compensation. In that regard, the government speaks with one voice. And on this occasion, I think the government have a perfect right, in line with the standing order to which the member refers, 1521, to make that transfer. So the question has been transferred, and now the member, the Honourable David Cunliffe, can indeed ask the question.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. To the Attorney-General, has he been advised whether the Prime Minister stands by his statement that, and I quote, "The government believes there is no cause of action," close quote, "to help contribute to the compensation of the Pike River families"?
Order. Order. Can I just ask security? Order. We'll just wait for a minute while security deals with that.
Bring him back, fix you in the basement. Her husband is not allowed home. Bring him home. 12 months. 12 months of it, no dad. No dad for 12 months. No dad. Because you fellas are not letting him come home. You need to let him come home. Bring your whānau home. Sit in here and get paid all your money. What about our
Order. Yeah, for sure. Order. Order. Can I just remind the media there are some rules around the filming of that particular incident? I'm happy to talk to the media after the event. I call on question number 2, the Honourable David Cunliffe.
Thank you.